Have you ever felt like INFPs and INTPs are two versions of the same soul? Both quiet, both dreamy. One feels too much, the other thinks too much, or do they? What if I told you there's a precise reason why people keep confusing them? Let's uncover the real connection and the hidden split between these two introspective minds. Imagine this. Two people sit side by side on a bus. One is replaying a conversation from earlier, trying to figure out why it felt off. The other is questioning whether they responded the right way, not socially, but logically. One is an INFP, the other an INTP. They're not dramatic, not geniuses, just wired to process the world from the inside out. One through inner values, the other through internal logic. And they both want the same thing, to make sense of who they are and why the world feels so misaligned. They both feel alien, like everyone else has a manual for being human, and they miss the delivery. INFPs feel it in their soul. They move through life with emotional antennas, scanning for truth, beauty, meaning. INTPs feel it in their mind. The chaos of the world doesn't compute, so they retreat to decode it. And here's a nuance most people miss. They're both idealists. The INFP chases emotional integrity. The INTP chases logical purity. But both are looking for the same thing: coherence. A life that makes sense. A world that reflects their inner structure, either through feeling or thought. They don't avoid small talk. They just crave something beyond it. In their own quiet way, they search for meaning not given, but discovered. And sometimes that makes them feel like strangers in a world built on scripts they never agreed to. But what happens when an INFP and an INTP truly connect? Do they understand each other or expose each other's blind spots? One fears betraying their values. The other fears being irrational. Their inner frameworks may seem aligned, but deep down they speak two different dialects of truth. Let's break this down with cognitive functions. They do share key elements. Both use extroverted intuition, NE, as their auxiliary function. That's the spark, the pattern seeking, the endless ideation, the sudden bursts of insight. When they talk, it's a jazz solo, unpredictable, brilliant, chaotic. But the core difference is what drives them from within. INFPs lead with introverted feeling, FI. Their decisions are guided by internal values, ethics, and emotional resonance. Does this feel true to who I am? INTPs lead with introverted thinking, TI. They seek internal logical consistency, clear frameworks, elegant solutions. Does this make rational sense within my model of reality? Two different compasses. One aims for meaning, the other for truth. But there's another layer, one most people overlook. They both repress extroverted sensing, SE. This makes them feel detached from the present moment, clumsy with reality, lost in thought. Neither is fully here. They live in abstractions, in memories, in potentials, not in the now. And both have introverted sensing, SI, in the third position. That gives them a nostalgic, personal relationship with the past. They're often guided by symbolic memories, private references, emotional echoes. That quiet, reflective aura they both carry? It's not mood, it's cognitive structure. But here's the piece that completes the puzzle. INFPs have extroverted thinking. INTE as their inferior function. This means they can struggle with structure, external logic, or assertiveness, yet secretly admire people who get things done with bold clarity. They often long to act with effectiveness but fear losing alignment with their inner values. INTPs, on the other hand, have extroverted feeling, FE, in the inferior position. They may seem emotionally distant or socially awkward, but it's not because they don't care. It's because expressing emotions externally feels risky, imprecise, or even disingenuous. They often fear being misunderstood, or worse, emotionally wrong. Ever seen an INTP freeze in a heartfelt group conversation? Or an INFP avoid giving practical advice even when they know what works? That's the shadow of the inferior function at play. They both struggle with self-expression in a loud, fast world. INFPs fear compromising who they are. INTPs fear sounding emotional, illogical, or misread. So they hold back. Say less than they know. Feel more than they show. But in the right space, they open up into deeply original, intensely loyal, surprisingly complex individuals. INFPs and INTPs are like two travelers in the same galaxy, following different stars. One is guided by the heart, the other by the mind. But often, they orbit the same dreams. Have you ever wondered if you're more INFP or INTP? Have you ever felt split between emotional truth and logical clarity? Tell me what resonates with you in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into cognitive functions, personality theory, and the untold nuance behind the MBTI, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and join me for the next journey inward. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.